Your home is not just where you sleep, it is where your future is born, where your peace is protected, and where your destiny is either nurtured or poisoned. Ladies and gentlemen, let me speak to you plainly. Every great vision, every powerful soul, every breakthrough begins in a place called home. And yet we guard our banks more than we guard our doorsteps. We protect our phones more than we protect our peace. We let people enter our homes with energy that would never be allowed into a palace, and yet your home is a palace, a sacred ground, a soil where futures are grown or destroyed. You see, not everyone who smiles at you should sit on your couch. Not every handshake deserves a seat at your table, and not every friend is meant to enter your inner sanctuary. There are people who, once inside your home, don't just sit, they shift the atmosphere. They bend the vibration. They bring with them weights unseen by the naked eye, weights that crush your focus, kill your dreams, and steal your clarity. I came to tell you today, you must protect your home like it holds the blueprint of your future. Because it does. So let's talk about the 5 people you must keep away from your home because they are dangerously toxic to your peace, your purpose, and your power. 1. The whispering soul, the gossip carrier. They come with smiles and leave with secrets. They feed off the energy of comparison, judgment, and division. Wherever they go, they plant seeds of mistrust. When you let them into your home, you're inviting the spirit of suspicion to sit at your dinner table. These people divide families, corrupt your children's thoughts, and leave behind a residue of cynicism. Protect your home from voices that twist truth into poison. 2. The energy drainer, the perpetual victim. No matter what you do, it's never enough. They bring nothing but take everything. They live in a cycle of problems not because life is always against them, but because they are addicted to being broken. And when they enter your space, they pull you into their storm, one sigh at a time. Your home becomes a hospital, and you're the nurse always giving, never receiving. Your home is not a rescue shelter for people committed to staying in darkness. 3. The chaos creator, the unstable storm. One visit, and your peace is gone. One conversation, and your joy is shaken. These are the ones who argue with shadows, fight every instruction, and resist every form of order. They thrive in noise and drama. And once they enter your home, they make confusion feel normal. Peace is a frequency, and some people were never tuned into it. Keep them outside your gates. 4. The secret competitor, the smiling threat. They pretend to celebrate you, but deep down, they resent your growth. They study your progress, not to learn, but to outdo or sabotage. They might not say it, but your peace bothers them. They leave little words that make you doubt yourself, judge your progress, or question your worth. Your home is not a battleground for hidden wars. Trust the energy behind the words, not just the words. 5. The value killer, the disrespectful guest. These are the ones who come into your home and treat it like a playground, ignoring your boundaries, mocking your standards, violating your space. They don't just disrespect your rules, they disrespect you. And let me be clear, what you tolerate in your home becomes the culture your children inherit. If someone doesn't honor your space, they have no place in it. Now, let me leave you with 6 daily principles to protect your home and your peace. 1. Guard the entry point. Be conscious of who you allow into your physical space. Your door is a filter, not a free pass. Ask yourself, what spirit does this person carry? What energy follows them? 2. Create daily rituals of peace. Light a candle. Play calming music. Declutter. Speak positive intentions over your space every morning. Energy responds to routine. Make your home a fortress of serenity. 3. Teach respect without apology. Every person who enters your space must know this house has standards. Whether it's friends, family, or guests, respect must be the unshakable baseline. 4. Protect your silence. Noise is not just sound, it's a presence. Don't let people fill your home with needless chatter, criticism, or chaos. Sometimes the most powerful sound in a home is silence. 5. Clean with intention. Don't just clean surfaces, cleanse the energy. Open the windows, burn incense or herbs. Speak life while sweeping out old dirt. A clean home attracts clear thoughts. 6. Know when to close the door. Not every relationship needs access. Some need distance, some need boundaries, and some need to stay outside forever. Don't feel guilty for protecting your peace. Feel empowered. The door to your home may seem like just wood, glass, or metal, but it is much more than that. It is a boundary, a line between the world and your personal peace. Every person you let in brings something with them, not just their shoes or their voice or their physical presence. They bring energy. They bring habits. They bring their thoughts, their moods, their patterns, and their influence. And if you're not careful, you will allow people into your space who slowly change the atmosphere without you even noticing. You see, not everyone deserves to enter your home. Let that sink in for a moment. Not everyone is safe for your mind, your peace, or your future. Some people walk into your house and bring in confusion. Some carry jealousy, others carry bitterness, anger, or even chaos, and they don't have to raise their voices or throw things to damage the energy in your space. All it takes is a certain way of talking, a certain way of thinking, a certain look or attitude, and the atmosphere begins to change. Your home is not just where you eat and sleep. It is where you think. It is where you dream. It is where you rest your mind, restore your spirit, and prepare yourself for the future. That means your home should be protected like a sanctuary. You must be selective, not just polite. You must think carefully before opening your door. Who are you allowing into your space? What do they represent? What patterns do they live by? What do they leave behind after they leave? Some people come to visit, but they leave behind a storm. After they walk out, you find yourself feeling heavy, irritated, or confused, and you don't even know why. That is not just conversation. That is energy. That is influence. When you let people into your home, you are allowing them into your energy field. And the more sensitive you become, the more you will feel it. You'll notice that certain people raise your spirit and bring clarity. Others leave you feeling drained and foggy. This is not random. This is a sign that your gate needs stronger protection. And here's the truth: being careful about who enters your home is not about being unfriendly. It's about being wise. It's about knowing that peace is not created by accident. It's created by design. And one of the most important decisions you make each day is, who will I allow into my space? Some people come with smiles but carry dark intentions. Some appear kind, but they are only gathering information to later use against you. Others might mean well, but they carry so much negativity that your space begins to suffer. You start thinking thoughts you didn't used to think. You begin to doubt your goals. You feel agitated for no clear reason. Again, this is not just mood, it's influence. You must become the gatekeeper of your life. That means knowing how to say, not today, or maybe next time, or even, I'm not available for visitors right now. This doesn't require drama, it requires discipline. You can protect your home with love, firmness, and clarity. You can choose to surround yourself only with people who bring peace, respect your space, and uplift your spirit. These are the ones who deserve to sit in your living room, eat at your table, and share in your personal atmosphere. Some people might not understand your boundaries. That's okay. They don't have to understand. What they do in their own homes is their business, but what happens in your home is your responsibility. The more you guard your home, the more power you will feel over your life. You will think more clearly. You will sleep more peacefully. You will find yourself more focused and less distracted. This is because you've taken control of what enters your space. Now think about your daily routine. Do you keep your front door locked at all times? Good, but do you also guard your emotional doors? Do you check the attitude of the people you invite inside? Do you notice what kind of conversations happen in your kitchen, your living room, or your hallway? What jokes are being told? What topics are being discussed? What energy is being created in the space where your children play or where you close your eyes to rest? These things matter more than we realize. A peaceful home does not happen because of a fancy couch or a clean floor. It happens because of boundaries, because of standards, because of the kind of people we allow into our sacred space. And it's not only guests we need to be mindful of. Sometimes we ourselves bring in the wrong energy. We bring home stress from work, frustration from the road, or heaviness from a conversation earlier in the day. So, guarding the entry point also means checking yourself before walking into your own home. Take a breath before you open the door, shake off the pressure, don't bring unnecessary conflict or worry into your space. Make your home a place of reset, a place of softness, a place where love and clarity live. If you live with others, talk to them about these values. Create a shared understanding. Your house may not be a castle, but your atmosphere can be royal. And that starts when everyone agrees. This space is sacred. It is not a place for arguments, gossip, disrespect, or noise. It is a place for healing, joy, quiet strength, and growth. You have every right to create a home that gives you peace and protects your purpose. So let the door be a symbol not just of entry, but of choice. Every time someone knocks, ask yourself, what does this person bring? Do they honor my peace? Will they raise or lower the energy in this house? And remember, just because someone is family doesn't mean they get a free pass. Love them, yes, but you must still protect your peace. Respect does not stop at the front door. It begins there. At the end of the day, your home is your responsibility. It reflects your values, it shapes your thinking, it supports your habits, it surrounds your dreams. Be watchful, be wise, guard it well, because once you protect your entry point, you protect everything that happens inside. Peace is not something that just shows up in your life on its own. It doesn't appear by accident or chance. Peace is something you build, it is something you protect. It is something you practice every single day. Just like you eat to feed your body, you must feed your spirit with peace. And one of the best ways to do this is to create small daily rituals that help you stay calm, focused, and strong inside. Rituals are simple actions you do on purpose, again and again, to bring a certain feeling or result into your life. They are not big or complicated. In fact, the simpler they are, the more powerful they can be. These small actions remind your mind and body that peace is the goal. They give you a sense of control in a world that often feels noisy, rushed, or stressful. And the more you practice them, the more natural peace becomes for you. It might be something as small as lighting a candle in the morning and taking 1 minute to breathe deeply. That little flame can act like a symbol, a quiet reminder that today you are choosing calm. You are choosing to protect your energy. You are choosing to start the day with stillness, not stress. You might take 5 minutes to stretch your body while the house is still quiet. During this time, you don't check your phone. You don't think about your to-do list. You simply move your body gently, breathe deeply, and let your thoughts settle. These few moments can shift your whole day. Instead of jumping straight into noise and activity, you create space for clarity. Another ritual could be drinking your morning tea or coffee without any distraction. You don't scroll on your phone, you don't talk or rush. You just sit in silence, take slow sips, and enjoy the warmth. It becomes more than just a drink. It becomes a peaceful moment you claim for yourself, a moment that reminds you, before I give my energy to anyone else, I will first care for my own. Peaceful rituals can also include writing. Even if it's just 1 line a day, you can keep a small notebook where you write a simple sentence like, "Today, I choose peace," or "I am grateful for this morning." You don't have to be a writer. You don't have to make it perfect. It's not for anyone else to read. It's just for you to center your thoughts and ground your emotions. As the day goes on, it helps to take short pauses. These breaks are like rest stops for your mind. You don't need a lot of time. Just 1 or 2 minutes to stand still, close your eyes, take a few breaths, and bring your focus back to the present. This is especially helpful when your day gets busy or stressful. These short moments of peace act like anchors. They keep you from being pulled too far by noise, pressure, or other people's energy. Peace rituals can also involve your home. The way you arrange your space affects how you feel. Keep your home clean, not just for appearance, but for the energy it holds. When things are tidy and in their place, your mind feels more calm. Even if you clean just a small corner each day, do it with intention. As you sweep, fold, or organize, think of it as clearing out not just physical mess but mental clutter as well. Soft music can be a part of your peace ritual too. In the background while you cook, clean, or sit in silence, calming sounds can help slow your thoughts and soothe your mood. Nature sounds, soft instrumentals, or anything gentle can create a peaceful environment that speaks to your spirit, even if no words are spoken. Before bed, you can also end your day with small rituals. This might be dimming the lights an hour before sleep, turning off loud devices, and allowing your mind to wind down. You can take time to reflect on your day not with judgment, but with kindness. You can ask yourself, what did I do well today? Or what can I do better tomorrow? This gentle reflection helps you end the day with self-awareness and peace instead of tension or regret. Another powerful practice is silence, just sitting quietly with no music, no screens, no talking. At first, it may feel strange, but over time, silence becomes your friend. In the silence, you start to hear your own thoughts more clearly. You become aware of things you may have ignored. You learn to be still, to trust yourself, and to reconnect with your inner peace. Even 5 minutes of quiet can change the direction of your day. What makes these rituals powerful is not how long they take, but how regularly you do them. The daily habit is what matters. When you make time each day for these peaceful actions, you train your mind and body to return to calm, no matter what's happening outside of you. The world might be loud, but your home and your spirit do not have to be. The more you repeat these peaceful rituals, the more your home becomes a place of healing. The energy shifts. The people inside feel it. You begin to notice less arguing, less tension, more kindness, and more understanding. That's the power of intention. That's the result of choosing peace on purpose, not waiting for it to happen by chance. And here's something important to remember. Your peace helps others find theirs. When you live calmly, others around you begin to feel safer, more relaxed, more stable. Your energy speaks louder than your words. Your presence becomes a quiet influence, a steady light in a world that's often uncertain. So never think that small actions don't matter. Never think that a moment of calm is a waste of time. These are the things that build a peaceful life, not once, not on special days, but every day through the choices you make, the way you move, the way you speak, and the space you create around you. Peace begins with you. It grows with your habits. It lives in your daily rituals. Practice it, protect it, and watch how your life begins to change from the inside out. Respect is not something that should be demanded with shouting. It is not something that should be begged for, nor is it something that should be explained again and again. Respect is a standard, it is a way of life, and most importantly, it is something you must teach others through the way you live, speak, and stand. You do not have to be angry or aggressive to teach respect. You simply need to be clear, consistent, and strong, and never feel sorry for expecting it. There comes a point in life where you realize peace cannot exist without respect. You can try to be kind, you can try to be understanding. But if people do not respect you, your time, your space, your values, or your boundaries, then kindness alone will not help. That is why you must teach people how to treat you, and you must teach them without feeling bad about it. Teaching respect begins with you. How you carry yourself, how you speak, how you take care of your environment, all of it sends a message. If you don't value your time, others will waste it. If you don't protect your space, others will invade it. If you don't correct disrespectful behavior, others will repeat it. And the more you allow something, the more normal it becomes. That's why the way you respond the first time matters so much. The first time someone crosses a line is the moment you either build a boundary or break it. You don't need to raise your voice to set a standard. You don't need to be rude, but you do need to be firm. A calm voice with clear words is one of the most powerful tools you have. For example, if someone speaks to you in a way that feels insulting, you can say, "I don't accept being spoken to like that." That's all. You don't need to explain further. You don't need to argue. You've made your line clear. Either they adjust, or you adjust the access they have to your life. Sometimes people will test you to see how serious you are. They may ignore your words. They may joke about your standards. They may try to guilt you by saying you've changed or become difficult. Let them say what they want. You are not responsible for their comfort. You are responsible for your peace, and peace cannot grow where there is constant disrespect. So if someone does not honor your standards, let them go. Not with anger, but with love and distance. This is especially important in your home. Your home is your personal space, your private ground. You decide the rules. You decide the tone. You decide what kind of energy is allowed. If someone enters your home and mocks your routines, criticizes your choices, or ignores your boundaries, they should not be welcomed again until they learn to respect your space. That is not being harsh. That is being wise, because what you allow in your home will eventually become the environment you live in. Sometimes the hardest people to teach respect to are those closest to us: family, old friends, people we love. But closeness should not cancel respect. In fact, the people who are closest to us should be the ones who respect us the most. If they truly care, they will listen, they will adjust, and if they don't, that's when you must make a choice. Do you lower your standards to keep the connection, or do you raise your standards and risk losing comfort in exchange for peace? Always choose peace. Always choose your well-being. Because once you teach someone that your boundaries can be broken with guilt or pressure, they will use that method over and over. You must train people to understand that love and respect go together, that they are not separate, that if someone truly values you, they will not make fun of your choices. They will not walk into your space with loud behavior, negative energy, or careless words. They will walk in with awareness. They will ask before assuming. They will notice your tone. They will show care. Also remember this: you don't just teach people how to treat you, you teach them how to treat your space, your children, your time, and your peace. If someone comes into your house and yells, you must stop them. If someone talks down to your children, you must speak up. If someone keeps showing up late or calling at odd hours with no concern for your rest, you must correct it. Not with frustration, but with clarity. A simple, calm word can protect your entire environment. And if someone keeps crossing the line, the most respectful thing you can do to yourself is to close the door, limit the contact, or walk away. You do not need to keep anyone in your life who disrespects your values, no matter how long you've known them. Time does not equal respect. Presence does not equal support. What matters is the quality of energy they bring. What matters is whether they leave you better or bitter. Teaching respect also means being consistent. You cannot ask for respect today and allow disrespect tomorrow. People learn by your actions more than your words. So when you say, "This is my boundary," but you make exceptions again and again, you are teaching them that your word does not hold weight. But when you stay consistent, even if it's hard, people begin to understand. They may not like it at first, but over time they will adjust or disappear. Either way, you will be left with peace, and peace is the goal, because when you are respected, you feel safe, you feel strong. You can think clearly, you can live freely, and the people around you also benefit. Your children learn what respect looks like, your partner feels secure, your friends know how to treat you, and your home becomes a place where everyone knows this is not a place for loud ego or careless energy. This is a place for love, peace, and strength. So never feel bad for teaching respect. Never apologize for your standards. Never lower your boundaries just to keep people around. The ones who truly belong in your life will respect you more, not less, when you stand firm. And the more you respect yourself, the more peaceful your life becomes. There is something powerful about silence. In a world that is always talking, always moving, always making noise, silence becomes rare. But it is in silence that you begin to hear the most important things. You begin to hear your own thoughts. You begin to feel your emotions clearly. You begin to understand what is happening inside you. Silence is not empty. It is full of answers, and that is why it must be protected. Many people fear silence because they have not learned how to be alone with themselves. They turn on music, the television, or scroll endlessly on their phones just to fill the quiet. But silence is not something to run from. It is something to return to. It is something to build. And when you learn to protect your silence, you start to build peace from the inside out. Silence gives you time to think before you speak. It allows you to respond instead of react. It keeps you from saying things you might later regret. It makes space for wisdom to grow. When you are silent, you are not being weak. You are being strong enough to stay calm, patient, and aware. You are giving yourself a chance to observe what is really happening, not just around you, but within you. Every day, we are surrounded by noise. Noise from people, noise from the news, noise from social media, and noise from our own worries. All of this noise can become too much. It clouds the mind. It makes the heart tired. And without realizing it, we begin to feel lost. We begin to lose touch with our own voice, our own rhythm, our own center. That is why silence is so important. It helps us return to ourselves. Protecting your silence means learning how to step away from noise, even if it's just for a little while. It means creating moments of stillness in your day. These moments don't have to be long or dramatic. You can find silence in the early morning before the house wakes up. You can find it in the car when you turn off the radio. You can find it during a walk without music in your ears. Even a few quiet minutes in the bathroom can become a peaceful break if you use them wisely. You don't need a special place to find silence. You just need intention. You need to say to yourself, "This moment is for me." And in that moment, you turn off the noise. You stop talking. You stop explaining. You stop trying to be heard. You simply allow yourself to be still, to breathe, to feel, to listen inward. In silence, your thoughts become clearer. Problems that once seemed heavy begin to untangle. Emotions that were hard to name begin to rise gently to the surface. You may even find that your silence brings new ideas, solutions, or understanding that you couldn't find when you were caught up in noise. This is not magic. This is the natural power of stillness. Protecting your silence also means being careful with who you give your voice to. Not every situation requires a response. Not every person deserves an explanation. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Silence can protect your dignity. It can guard your energy. It can stop arguments before they start. It can help you avoid being pulled into drama that does not serve your peace. People may try to test your silence. They may try to pull you into their noise. They may say things just to get a reaction from you. But you do not have to react. You do not have to join the storm. You can choose to stay still. You can choose to stay calm. You can choose to let silence speak for you. And often, silence says more than words ever could. Protecting your silence also means not allowing too many voices into your mind. When you are always listening to what others think, you lose your own inner guidance. You begin to doubt yourself. You begin to overthink. You begin to feel confused or unsure. But when you return to silence, you return to your truth. You begin to hear the quiet voice inside you that says, "This is right for me," or "I need to rest," or "I must let this go." Silence helps you connect with your inner wisdom. It helps you see life from a deeper place. And the more you protect it, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, you reach a point where your silence becomes a safe space. A place where you go not just to escape, but to grow. A place where you recharge, reflect, and reset. You can also protect your silence by setting limits with people. If someone always calls you just to complain or gossip, you can choose to stop picking up. If someone wants to argue every time you speak, you can choose not to continue the conversation. If you live in a loud home, you can create a quiet corner for yourself. A chair by the window, a place on the floor, even your bed, where you go just to be still. It's okay to say, "I need a few minutes of silence." It's okay to leave a room for the sake of your peace. You are not being rude, you are being responsible. You are taking care of your emotional health. And when you take care of your silence, you take care of your mind. You protect your calm. You honor your spirit. In time, silence becomes your strength. People begin to notice that you are not shaken easily. You speak less, but your words carry weight. You don't rush. You don't shout. You don't waste your energy. You observe, you reflect, And when you do speak, it comes from a deep and stable place. The world will always be full of noise, but you don't have to carry that noise inside you. You can learn to live with quiet strength. You can learn to rest your mind, to slow your pace, and to walk through life with peace in your heart. That peace begins with silence, and that silence begins with a decision to protect it. So take time every day to return to silence. Even for 5 minutes, let it become your habit, your secret strength. Let it be the place you come back to again and again, no matter what the world around you is doing. Because when you protect your silence, you protect your peace. And when you protect your peace, you protect everything. Cleaning is not just about removing dust or making things look neat. Cleaning is an act of care. It is an expression of respect for your space, your life, and your peace. When you clean with intention, you are not just moving things around. You are shaping the energy of your home. You are choosing what kind of atmosphere you want to live in. You are taking control of your surroundings in a way that brings clarity, calm, and strength. Many people clean because they have to. They do it quickly with no thought just to get it done. But when you clean with presence and purpose, it becomes more than a task. It becomes a habit that feeds your spirit. It becomes a ritual that grounds you. It becomes a message to yourself and to the world. I value where I live. I protect my space. I choose order over chaos. Every item in your home carries energy. The clothes on the floor, the dishes in the sink, the dust on the shelf, all of these things, even if small, affect your mood and your thinking. When your space is messy or crowded, your mind starts to feel the same way. You feel heavier, you feel stuck, you lose focus. But when you take time to clean with awareness, things begin to shift. You create space not just around you, but inside you. Cleaning with intention does not mean perfection. It does not mean everything must be spotless all the time. It means being present while you clean. It means understanding that you are doing more than just wiping surfaces. You are making space for peace to grow. You are removing what no longer serves you. You are letting go of clutter, both physical and emotional. Sometimes people keep things they no longer use because they are attached to them. Old papers, broken items, clothes that don't fit, gifts they never liked. These things take up space and hold old energy. Cleaning with intention means asking yourself, do I really need this? And is this helping me or holding me back? When you let go of what no longer serves you, you create space for something better to come in. Even the way you clean matters, moving slowly, wiping gently, folding with care. These small acts can be calming. They bring you into the moment. You begin to notice the smell of the soap, the warmth of the water, the softness of the cloth. Instead of rushing, you breathe, you pay attention, you find peace in the process. This quiet attention is what makes the act of cleaning meaningful. Cleaning also gives you a sense of control. When life feels overwhelming, starting with your space can give you back a sense of power. You may not be able to fix everything outside your home, but you can clean your kitchen, you can make your bed, you can clear one corner. These small actions remind you that you are not helpless, you are not stuck. You have the ability to bring order to your world, one step at a time. When you clean with intention, others begin to feel it too. Your home becomes a place that feels safe and welcoming. The people who enter feel the difference. They become more respectful, they speak more softly, they sit more carefully, because your space carries the energy you put into it. If you clean with love and care, that energy fills the room. Cleaning with intention is also a way to connect with yourself. You can use it as a time to reflect, to pray silently, to be grateful. As you fold clothes, you can be thankful for what you have. As you wash dishes, you can think of the meals you shared. As you sweep the floor, you can imagine sweeping away stress or tension. Cleaning becomes more than a duty. It becomes a quiet conversation between you and your space. It is also a way to teach children about care, respect, and responsibility. When they see you cleaning with attention, not frustration, they learn that cleaning is not a punishment. It is a part of life. It is a way to take pride in what you have. You can include them in small tasks, helping them feel connected to the home. You can show them how even simple things, like wiping a table or organizing a shelf, can bring calm and joy. Some people clean only when guests are coming, but the most important time to clean is when no one is watching. That's when you are cleaning for yourself, not for approval. That's when it becomes an act of inner strength. When you clean your space even when no one sees, you are saying, I am worthy of peace. I deserve beauty. I care for myself. This kind of self-respect grows over time, and it affects every part of your life. You do not need fancy tools or expensive supplies to clean with intention. A broom, a cloth, some water, and your presence are enough. The value is not in the tools, but in the attitude. You may even find that the simpler the process, the more connected you feel. It becomes a rhythm, a routine, a grounding moment in your day. If you are feeling tired, start with one small space, one drawer, one shelf, one room. As you clean, notice how your mood shifts. Notice how your breathing slows. Notice how, without saying a word, you begin to feel more peaceful. You begin to remember that clarity begins with your surroundings. You begin to see that the way you care for your home is a mirror of the way you care for yourself. Cleaning is not just about removing dirt. It is about making space for what matters. It is about creating an environment where you can think clearly, feel deeply, and rest fully. It is about showing up every day with the quiet decision to live with intention, not by accident. So clean with love, clean with purpose, clean not because you have to, but because you choose to. Let it be your way of saying, this is my space, and I will fill it with peace, order, and care. And as you clean with intention, watch how your home begins to feel like a place where calm lives and where peace has room to stay. There are moments in life when the most powerful and loving thing you can do is close the door. Not because you are angry, not because you are unkind, but because your peace matters, because your home, whether it is your physical space or your heart, deserves protection. You do not need to explain, argue, or feel guilty. You just need to recognize when a door must be closed for your own well-being. Closing the door does not always mean walking away from someone forever. Sometimes it simply means creating space for healing. Space for reflection, space to breathe. Not every connection needs to be maintained. Not every visitor must become a resident. Some people enter your life only to teach you something, and then it's time for them to go. Keeping the door open too long can become a burden. It can invite confusion, chaos, and even harm. There are people who come with noise, people who drain your energy, people who bring stress, gossip, disrespect, or negativity. Sometimes it is not easy to admit that someone close to you is hurting your peace. It may be a friend you've known for years, a relative, a neighbor, or even someone in your own home. But the truth is, protecting your inner calm is more important than keeping someone around out of habit or fear. Knowing when to close the door is about self-respect. It means listening to that quiet voice inside you that says, this is not right. It means paying attention to how you feel after certain conversations. Do you feel uplifted or drained? Do you feel safe or small? Are you growing or shrinking in their presence? These are not small feelings. These are signs. They are messages from your inner wisdom trying to guide you. Sometimes people do not change. They keep crossing your boundaries. They keep bringing the same drama. You give them chances, you forgive them, you speak kindly, but they continue to disrespect your space. That is when you must choose yourself. You do not need to be cruel. You can walk away quietly with grace. You can love someone from a distance. You can close the door with a calm heart and still wish them well. People may try to make you feel guilty for choosing peace. They may accuse you of being cold, selfish, or proud. But the truth is, not everyone understands the value of peace until they lose it. Your responsibility is not to make everyone comfortable. Your responsibility is to guard your heart, your time, and your energy. When you protect these things, you are able to show up better for the people who truly care for you. Closing the door is also about timing. Sometimes we hold on too long because we are afraid of the unknown. We hope things will change. We believe maybe one more talk will fix it. But deep inside, we already know the answer. We already feel the weight. The longer we delay, the more it drains us. Closing the door doesn't mean you didn't care. It means you cared enough to choose peace over pain. Even with places and habits, there comes a time to close the door. Maybe it's an old way of thinking that no longer serves you. Maybe it's a routine that has become unhealthy. Maybe it's a group of people who no longer align with who you are becoming. Growth requires release. Moving forward means letting go. Not everything or everyone can come with you to the next season of your life. You may feel sadness when you close the door. That's okay. Let yourself feel it. Let the tears come if they need to. Grief is not weakness. It is part of the process of clearing space. It is part of the letting go. But do not mistake sadness for the wrong decision. You can miss someone and still know they are not meant to stay. You can remember the good times and still know the door must close now. When you close the door, you create room for something better. You make space for healthier connections, for new joy, for deeper peace. Life is full of seasons, and each season brings its own people, lessons, and gifts. If you keep every door open out of fear or guilt, you never give yourself the chance to receive the new blessings that are waiting to enter. Closing the door is also a way to protect your family. If someone keeps bringing tension, disrespect, or toxic behavior into your home, you are allowed to say no. You are allowed to protect the energy of your house. A peaceful home does not happen by accident. It is built by daily choices. Who you allow in, what you tolerate, what kind of energy you accept. When you say, "This door is closed now," you are saying, "This space matters, this peace is important." It is also important to know that you can close the door without hate. You can end a relationship, stop answering calls, or distance yourself without bitterness in your heart. Letting go does not require rage. It requires clarity, it requires courage, and most of all, it requires trust in yourself. That you are doing what is right for your growth. You do not need everyone's approval to close the door. You do not need a long list of reasons. You only need one truth. This is not good for me anymore. That truth is enough. That truth is sacred. That truth deserves to be followed. In time, you may look back and feel grateful that you had the strength to close the door. You will see how far you've come. You will feel lighter. You will notice how your sleep, your thoughts, and your spirit begin to improve. You will remember that the most important doors are the ones that protect your heart and mind. So, if you are standing in front of a door, wondering if it is time, listen closely. Pay attention to your feelings, trust your peace, and if the answer is clear, do not delay. Gently, firmly, and with love, close it, because some doors are not meant to stay open forever. Remember, the doors we choose to keep open and the ones we decide to close shape the life we live and the peace we carry within. Protecting your home, your sanctuary, is not just about walls and windows. It's about guarding your spirit, your energy, and your peace. It takes courage to say no, wisdom to set boundaries, and strength to walk away when needed. As you leave here today, carry this truth with you. Your peace is your power. Your home is your refuge. Choose carefully who you welcome inside, what noise you allow, and when to close the door for your own good. This is not selfishness. It is self-care. It is respect. It is love. Stand firm in your decisions. Create daily rituals that honor your calm. Protect your silence like a treasure. Clean your space with intention and purpose. Teach respect without apology, and know that sometimes the greatest kindness you can give yourself is the strength to close the door. When you do this, you will find that your home becomes more than a place. It becomes a fortress of peace, a haven of clarity, and a wellspring of strength. And from that place of power, you will move through life with confidence, grace, and an unshakable calm. So go forward with courage, guard your space, protect your peace, and leave every day with intention, knowing that your home, inside and out, is worthy of your love and care. Thank you.